When it comes to schnitzel, people usually think veal, right? But actually, I think pork is better because pork has a little bit more fat in it and it's richer. No matter what kind of meat you use, you need to get thin, boneless cutlets. Usually they come at about 1/2 inch and you'll have to pound them down. But if you don't have one of these guys, you can just use a big heavy rolling pin. Less effort for you and more noise. And if you don't have a rolling pin, another good way to do it is a heavy skillet. And this is good because this will give you a nice even surface all around. This is fun. And if you don't have a skillet, well, you should probably make something else. Because what are you gonna fry it in? Now you just wanna season them. When you are working with meat, it is always a good idea to take your salt and put it in a small bowl. That way, when you reach your meaty hands into it, you're not infecting the entire salt bowl. I like to use the 3-dip method. So I start off by dipping the meat in flour, and the flour gives the egg something to cling to. For a little extra flavor, I'm gonna add some freshly grated nutmeg to my flour and a little pinch of cayenne for heat. Whisk that up. And then the breadcrumbs on the outside give it that nice crunch. So here's a really good tip. You wanna keep one hand for the dry bowls and one hand for the eggy wet bowl. So meat, just plop it right in. Then you put it in the egg, other hand. Put it in the breadcrumbs, dry hand. So you wanna get all of these coated before you start with the oil in the pan because once you're frying, your attention should be on the frying. You can use any oil that has a high smoke point for this. So you could use peanut oil or safflower oil works well. You just wanna do a crumb test. You drop them in and you see how they are sizzling immediately? That means the oil is hot. So these guys can go right in the pan. So I learned this really cool technique from an Austrian chef about how to make schnitzel with a really light coating. And the trick is to keep moving it around the pan. So instead of just frying it and flipping it, I'm going to let the oil cascade over the top of the schnitzel, and it's gonna give it these little puffs. It's gonna make it so crunchy. You can also use a spoon to help you out. Beautiful. Now you just want to season them while they are still hot. Even though you have seasoned them before, you're gonna need to season them again, because that's just the way it is with fried food. Whenever I serve something fried, I like to serve something with a high acid content to kind of cut all the richness. You could use lemon wedges, or in this case, I made a quick cucumber pickle, which is a great little recipe. You just take sliced cucumber, some shallots, some sliced fennel, mix it with a little bit of lime, brown sugar, and salt, and then let it sit for 30 minutes, or even a couple of days ahead if you like. And then I'm gonna take a little bit of the pickle juice and just drizzle it right on top. It's got lots of lime in it, so it's really tasty. In Austria, schnitzel is often served with a little bit of lingonberry preserves, just for sweetness, and just a little bit of scallions right on top for freshness.